M0FXB had a question: how does an ALLSTAR node work? Let me show you the one I'm using right now, which is this box here. Okay, they are about £50. Then we've got a Raspberry Pi 3B. I've got it in this nice case, but it's a 3B, and inside it is an SD card. So imagine that the SD card is basically the hard drive that's running the Raspberry Pi, which is effectively a computer. And on that SD card is the HamVoipe, or let's call it the ALLSTAR software. Now you do need to get yourself an ALLSTAR number, and you do need a ham radio license, but it's free, and obviously donations are always appreciated. So for example, I'm here connected to Hubnet, and this is the Hubnet Monitor, and I'll put all the links in the description here. And the silver box that you can see flashing away there has a radio built inside it. Now it is very small. Some of the nodes are bigger, and they have like a Bofung inside them that's been converted. And then I get any handheld, and this is what I love about the ALLSTAR system. Let's turn this up. You get any handheld, and so you can dig out your old radios, whether it's a Yaesu VX3 or an old Bofung you've had for 20 years, and it's going to work with perfect audio because the radio is in the room. But because of the Raspberry Pi that we can see there, which connects us to the internet, which then connects us to the ALLSTAR system, and there's a lot of work to this, we can talk around the world. Now to download the image, they call it an image from the HamVoipe, which is just here, and as you scroll down, there is learning to this. There's quite a few videos made, and when I first did it, I found it very difficult. I still do, I suppose. But basically, as we go down, this in the middle here is the image, and you download it, and there's a program called Berliner Etcher or Win32, which you've probably heard of, that burns that image on. You can't just slide it onto it or transfer it. You have to burn it onto the SD card, so that when the SD card, when the Raspberry Pi boots up, it's a bit like a computer booting up, but it is Linux. It boots up and runs what's happening right now. There are parameters that we have to set. So this is Hubnet's monitor. On the left we've got this, it's called AllScan. There is another word called Supermon, but effectively I can choose, see all these favorites here? I can choose node numbers, and really this is a converted phone system. I've got my radio here, if you hear it come to life, because I've actually got it on dual receive. So on the bottom section I'm receiving GB3 FI via real radio, which is out there on a hill, but on the A band I'm talking to my node, which is in this room, connected to, this is the interesting thing, connected to a real repeater. So if you look at the Hubnet link here, it's just showing live traffic to a certain number called, on the number I'm on is 41522, and I've connected to it, putting the number in here on the left, 41522, and then I just hit connect or disconnect. Yeah, and so it's quite a fancy control panel. And so if I call now here, if you look at the Hubnet monitor, which is just on one ALLSTAR number, you're going to see all these people are connected, and this is the traffic. There is a live bubble to show all the connections on ALLSTAR, but for now let's just call in and see if someone replies. And they're very friendly on Hubnet, and so give it a go. I highly recommend you get a node. If you want to keep the price down, you can actually just buy a Raspberry Pi and make a radioless node using a headset called the MPOW 701, I believe, 701A. So it can be done inexpensively, or you can just download the system onto a Raspberry Pi and use DV Switch on your phone, which is free. Yeah, but there is learning. You're not just going to get this, turn it on, and it works. It's not like that. You've got to do the learning. Or you can buy a node from someone like G7RPG, and he will make a plug-and-go model for you. But it's gonna, you're gonna have to pay more than just buying a Raspberry Pi, which is £30. So let me call out and see if anyone comes back on my node, and you'll see that it's perfect audio. M0FXB, Mike 0, Fox X-Ray Bravo, calling for a contact. And you'll see that on the dashboard here, my call sign came up. We've got a reply there. He is very quiet. But I've got his call sign on here, so I won't forget it. 2 Echo 0 Foxtrot Golf Quebec. Yeah, thanks for coming back to me. Your audio is really low. How's my audio? Back to you.
Yeah, your audio is fine. I haven't had many contacts, so I haven't really adjusted my outgoing audio. So I'm grateful for you to point that out. So I shall have a play with the settings later. Back to you.
I'm just hit the radio near the microphone so you can hear him. Roger, well, very nice to meet you. Very, very happy to chat to you on Hubnet. And if you let us know what radio you're using, and if you're using a node or if you're near a repeater. It says here 144.825 near Shepton Mallet is, so I guess you're coming in via a link. Back to you. Name's Andreas.
Yeah, hello Andreas. Yes, I recognise your voice as you came on. I'm a great fan of your podcast. My name is Nick, November India Charlie Kilo, and we run the TX Factor films. I don't know whether you're familiar with those. Back to you.
Yeah, hi Nick, and very nice to meet you. Well, that's interesting because I was on air once, and one of the, I can't remember who it was doing the TX Factor test on, I'm pretty sure it was the 705, and he called out for a 2 meter contact. Pure coincidence. I replied, and it was pure coincidence, and so I'm in one of those TX Factor films there. Back to you, Nick.
I have a vague recollection of that. Yes, I can't remember where we were, whether we were up on a mountain somewhere or doing it from the shack. But yes, I know where you live. You live on the sort of west coast of Somerset there, and you're a prolific YouTube broadcaster. And I must say, even though at TX Factor we only make 33 programs, but ours are about 45 minutes long, and they are sort of episodes rather than short films like you do. But I've always been very impressed with the fact that you have something that you want to tell the world about, and you just do it. And I reckon you've made probably thousands of films over the last few years. So congratulations and well done on that. Yeah, I'm in Shepton Mallet and talking on a Yaesu ST5 little handy, and that's going into a node here at home. Yeah, sort of a Shari link, if you know what I mean. And that's how I'm running it. So yeah, so thank you for the pointer that the audio is low. I shall address that. It's always very fiddly, isn't it, getting the level set at the very beginning. But I was happy with the incoming audio, but obviously I need to attend to the outgoing audio.
I mean, it might be my end. I might need to adjust the sort of the speaker output at my end, or the audio output. M0 FXB. Yeah, it's just me tinkering in the shack. I know it's been thousands, 25,000 actually, 25,000 videos. But I mean, your audio might be fine. It could actually be at my end because I'm testing a new node. Because the Yaesu FT5D via a link, I shouldn't really need any adjustment with the audio, I would say. And so I get a test from someone else. But okay, well, thanks for coming back to me there. Appreciate it. And I do really enjoy TX Factor. I wonder if they'll be doing a TX Factor on the new Icon 7300 Mark II. I'm sure that must be in the pipeline. I'll put it back to you for a final, Nick, and then I'll stand by M0 FXB.
Episode was part one of a two-part special on the HamFest at Newark, which we went to back in
what a great contact.
September. And so part two I'm editing now, so that's in production, and that should be going out hopefully at the end of this week. And yeah, we do speak to ICOM at the HamFest, and they then announced the fact that the 7300 Mark II was coming out. So I've got the 7300 Mark I, and the only thing, I mean, I love it, it's a great radio, The only thing I can do is remote control it very easily because I use the SD.
Nick.
What do I use? I use the software.
Charlie Whiskey Tango.
Sorry about that.
It doesn't have Wi-Fi and it doesn't have. It only has USB and it doesn't have. You know, you can't
Excellent.
link it via your Ethernet. Then remote control isn't available on that radio, but of course the Mark II will, and that'll be brilliant. So I might have to upgrade, and so that episode is coming out at the end of this week, hopefully, or maybe the end of next week. And yeah, so that'll be our 33rd episode going out.
Good afternoon. The time is
We must come and film you, Andreas. How about that?
Sorry about that noise. Oh, excellent. I missed the last 3 words you said then when you said how about that just before that. So yeah, looking forward to that. And you know, I've got the 7300. I mean, it's one of the best sets ever made, isn't it? I really want the Mark II, but I know that if I part exchange the 7300, that they're not going to give very much for it. And I'm like, well, I'd rather keep it at that price level. I feel that the price that they're going to charge for the 7300 Mark II is a good price. I like the external HDMI, the Ethernet connection, and the fact that the whole radio is going to be improved. And I like the fact they've kept the same form factor, apart from the blue button. So yeah, just repeat those last few words, because I missed that, and then we'll leave Hubnet to the users. Back to you, Nick.
Yes, all I said was you're a prolific YouTuber. I didn't realise you'd done 25,000 short films. I mean, that is amazing. What I suggested was we must come and film you and make a feature for TX Factor. How about that?
I don't know. M0FXB. Yeah, you struggle to get in my shack actually. It's quite a small room. So yeah, definitely something I'll think about. I'd probably create a separate table. My shack is you can imagine, because to make that amount of videos, you can imagine the equipment that is needed, and I do keep it all so I can answer questions. And it's 25,000 videos, mainly answering questions. So people say, how do you do this? How do you do that? And the radio's it's like a library. I grab the book, put it on the table, and film the answer. That's pretty much how my channel works. But great fun. The main thing is drink lots of tea, play lots of radio, make new friends, and enjoy the hobby. So thanks, Nick, and take care. Very nice to make the contact. Back to you, and you might find that you're in my newest video, which is posting in about 10 minutes. So back to 2E0 Foxtrot Golf Quebec. I can see you there. Oh, dear. Whoa. Invited on TX Factor.
Making 25,000 videos. Yeah, great to talk to you. Have a good morning, and I'll look forward to seeing your next video. Okay, from 2E0 FGQ from Nick.
7-3. Bye for now.
7-3 for now. Bye bye.